What niggas? What the fuck is going on, man?
You don't even have to get
Welcome to your first official episode of the Please Don't Cancel Us podcast, featuring the waviest host of them all. It's just Keith and my fellow comrades.
It's your boy Javon. You know, role player, the finest role player. I'm not gonna give you 25. I could give you 25, but I'm gonna give you like 10 and 2. You know, 10-5. You know, whatever you need.
You said point guard. What is you?
I'm a role player, dog.
You're a role player.
What you need me to do?
He's Steve Kerr.
What is Joe? I want to know what Joe's position is. Oh my God.
I'm whatever you need.
Joe is like a 4.
Yeah.
Joe is stretch 4.
Like I was saying, it's your boy Joe, the general manager. All right, making executive decisions, signing these checks. Niggas know how to give it.
It's crazy. Yo, it's your boy Brandon. You feel me? I'm still trying to make the team. My GM is, Let's get started, bro.
Your mic.
Amir, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What's it doing?
Your audio is so shit. Like, turn the bitch up.
We can just edit this part out. All right, jump into the topic. Welcome, host.
That's the intro right there.
I thought it was good. This is raw.
All right, this is definitely the first episode, as you guys can see. It's getting this shit together. But so first thing we want to talk about with y'all today is today. Joe, this was today. When was this tweet from?
Today.
All right, so Waka Flocka posted on Instagram actually, and I'm gonna read his post right now. He said,
September
"How can
2nd.
we as a September 2nd.
Just
September
in case
2nd.
Whenever this comes.
Oh
out.
yeah. My fault. Thank you. Waka posted, "How can we as a community beg the police to don't shoot, but we killing each other still?" 2 question marks. We got to ask ourselves, how bad do we want true freedom? Now, I threw this in the group chat because I saw Joe posted that it was Cheetah who said he hates seeing it, and then you agree with it. So
right.
why do you hate seeing that? Real quick.
I hate seeing that because it makes it seem like black people are the only race of people that killed their own.
That's what you see.
That is what I see. That's people's biggest argument all the time. Oh, how can they be treated like regular people when they can't even treat themselves like, we hear that shit all the time, and I don't understand how you can say that when historically people have killed their own race all the time. Like, if you look through the history book, it just happens all the time. So for them to single out black people and be like, yeah, black people don't deserve to be treated like regular people because they do this when literally everybody does it. And on top of that, white people not only kill white people, they kill black people, they kill Spanish people, they kill Asian, they kill everybody they come in contact with. So in actuality, who's the real, what's the real threat? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is it that falls on us?
I mean, I didn't read it that way. So the way I look at this situation personally is when it comes from a white person, I view it differently. And I look at it because 9 times out of 10 when a white person uses it, they're justifying a killing. They're like, y'all kill each other, so why can't we? That I can't agree with. But when a black person says it, he's just asking us to be better as a community. And I don't think that we should sit here and justify this shit and be like, well, white people kill white people, or killing is wrong no matter what. Every religion, right. Every way of life, killing is wrong. So it's like,
why does it seem like? Why is this? Go ahead, bro.
My fault. For Waka to come in and be like, yo, as a whole, we get super outraged when a white person kills us, but where is this? Why are we still killing each other? In 2020, why are we still doing that? There's enough awareness. There's enough things. We've all come together and said we want white people to stop killing us. So why can't we value? And I think I personally agree with them. But my only issue with it is kind of the same thing I had an issue with Megan. Is I don't like when these conversations are held on public forums because the message reaches people it wasn't intended for. I like when black conversations are held in black areas. This was a private black conversation that needs to be had in the black community amongst black people. But I don't think it needed to be said on Instagram where white people can now take it and run with it, similar to what you were saying before.
That was definitely part of my issue too. Why, when you publicize and it seems like a black person is challenging his own community, and that caused division. That caused division, and people. I'm not gonna say white people, not to single them out, but the opposition, bro. They gotta feed on that. They'd be like, oh, listen, they can't even agree that killing each other is wrong. Why should we stop killing them? You know what I'm saying? So listen,
I agree with you. I just think we should challenge our community though.
I think
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
stupid than a motherfucker. Like, yo, I get what you're saying. Nah, it's not wild. I get what you're saying, but it's kind of two different issues. Prior to all of this going on, there's always stop the violence shit going on, and I mean, at least Newburgh, that's what I can speak for.
No,
It's
that's a
always
fact.
stop the violence. Everybody is against killing me. Not well. Everybody is against the violence. Everybody wants to stop the violence, but it shouldn't be a rebuttal into the police reform and shit. Like, this is one thing and the other is that. Like, all the time is stop the violence. I can speak for myself. It's all I see stop the violence all the time. So why can we say to me the shits don't go together, dog. Like, it's police killing, it's trained people not killing people. First of all, it's not even like police shouldn't kill nobody. It don't got to do with the moment is, yeah, police gotta stop killing black people. That's wrong, period. Those are trained professionals and they should not be killing people. It's two different conversations. We can't have police killers and we gotta stop the violence. That's why I feel like it's stupid. It's like, why can we ask the police but not do this? Because I know that it's a lot of non-violent, stop the violence shit going on where I'm from.
The only thing I'll say to that is the Stop the Violence protest that I went to in Newburgh had like 25 people, if that. You look at the amount of people that showed up when George Floyd died, there was over 1,000. So that's where when I look at Waka's tweet, that's what I see. I see the fact that 25 people showed up for Stop the Violence and 1,000 people showed up when it was the cops.
To rebuttal that, I've been in protests where it's been 25 people for this George Floyd shit. So
no, I'm just saying, like, when you take the two cities and the two moments where it was like these are the two big things, it was like astronomically different.
Most definitely, I just feel like that is like the George Floyd shit. That was a moment. So obviously everybody, like, I feel like if something goes wrong, like a crazy death in the hood, like they was in Atlanta, this 2-year-old get killed. I feel like it's got to be a moment for it to have those large numbers because it's people doing the work for the police to stop killing us every day and to stop the violence stuff to go every day. So I feel like that was just a moment.
Yeah, I feel like for me, my issue is not with him challenging or asking for us to do better as a community. It's the narrative that we the only ones, like sort of like what Joe was saying. You even have other communities that'll pinpoint and dissect our community, talking about, oh, the black community always does this, or the black community always does that, as if they don't have their own derelicts in their community that do bullshit as well. My issue with the narrative is this is not a black issue or a white issue or a Spanish issue. This is a human nature issue. You go back in history, we were slaves because black people, Africans, they wanted certain lands, they wanted certain privileges, so they would sell out other African clans or whatever the case may be to take those lands. And you can say, oh, see, you guys sold each other out, and it's like, no, that's literally how society operates. We live in a society where we're taught to suppress certain feelings or desires that should be natural instinct or natural desires. Killing is done, and you look at every species, it happens. It's just natural. Certain things that we are taught to suppress or taught that is wrong is when you look at Mother Nature and how things go, that is the way of life. So we got to understand that it's not a black issue, it's a people issue. And you shouldn't be asking cops, oh, stop killing black men. Yo, why are you killing people? Why you're supposed to protect, and if you can't protect, you're supposed to apprehend, and keep the peace. So that's my issue with it. So
the boy's spitting.
Kind of just to piggyback off what Brandon was saying, it just feels like the black people's derelicts, to use Brandon's word. It feels like our derelicts are like magnified. It feels like, oh, here's this black guy, just, oh, look at him, he's the worst, the scum of the earth. Like, there's no way we could respect that. I don't understand why that seems to be the narrative from not even just white people, from everybody. Like, everybody, basically. Everybody sees us in less than stellar light for whatever reason, whether they had a run-in with us that went wrong or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That kind of was also just part of my issue too. I just feel like I don't like how our negative moments are always like brought right to the forefront.
So just to pose a question to that, and not saying that like I feel this way or anything, but do you feel like, knowing that, like, we know black people are looked at a certain way, we know black people, like, we know that extra pressure is on us, so shouldn't we like, wouldn't it be like normal, or like wouldn't it be like the, I guess, intuitive thing
This is hold ourselves like a higher standard.
No, to hold ourselves and to want to do more as a community and to want to achieve more and to do less of the bullshit.
Most definitely, and I feel like majority of the Black community does want to be better. They want to move on. They want to advance. But like Brandon was saying, there's a derelict in every community out there. Not everybody's always going to be on the same train. So as much as most of us want to be trending up, there's always going to be that small group of people that's just going to stay down at the bottom. So
but don't we in order to trend up, that would be my next question, I guess. In order to trend up, wouldn't we need because we have Farrakhan's, we have these people that they reach plenty of people, but there are certain people in this world who will never look at Farrakhan but will probably be very in tune with what Waka Flocka is doing, right? So why shouldn't Waka, who comes from that lifestyle, that's more so why I really don't have a problem with it, is because he comes from that. Obviously I have a problem with it being in a public forum, but where he comes from and who he's talking to and the people that actually look up to him and see him, those are the people, that message will actually resonate with them because they're living in it day to day. That's their day to day. That was his day to day. He really was on that. So, and I think it's important, not only that, but for rappers that were really, really hard, or not even just rappers, but people that were super pro into the crime or pro pushing that were kind of caught up in the factory that we see. I think it's very important that as they mature and as they grow older, to turn around and be like, yo, that was some bullshit. That was some clown shit. Don't be on that.
If I was a celebrity that came from it, Waka Flocka comes from a certain area, you got some of these people that come from a certain area. My question wouldn't be, why are we killing each other? My question would be, as a Black man from the hood who has to hold a certain type of persona about himself, carry himself a certain way to just survive, why do you feel like if another Black man walks up to you and you're having a normal conversation, you gotta, fall back to your hood persona, you gotta have a vibe about you? Why can't you just talk like two grown men? I've seen it too many times where I'm walking up, or I see somebody introduce myself, whatever the case may be, and the other person talking real low, acting like he don't want. And it's we just talking, it ain't no threat, no nothing. But that's how you taught yourself. You have to carry that. That's you. That's your personality, I guess. But you wasn't always like that. So why do we carry ourselves like that around our own? That's what I want to know. What is the threat about our own people that, we can't just walk by someone, see each other, you can go like that, and they can go like that back. We have a conversation, and you see it's not a threat, and you don't go, yo, it was good. Yo, yeah, all right, yeah. No, yeah, fuck that. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk like grown men, and then maybe that alleviates a lot of the issues we got. Because if I come to you and I'm a certain type of person, you come to me a certain way, maybe now I get offended. Now I'm coming at you. Now you coming at me, and now we fighting. We could have avoided that whole thing. We both coming at it. What's up? I don't know you. You don't know me. We two Black men. That's it. We on the same side. That's what I would ask. So
it's like the chicken and the egg conversation, because it's what can we either remove the feeling that there's going to be a problem, or do we remove the problem? Yeah. You're come in there, do we just assume that there's not it's pretty much the chicken and the egg. He's saying remove the killing, you're saying just come off the rip and just assume it's not going to be there.
Yeah, remove. Follow me on Twitter at Joe Kelly.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But support all Black men at all times.
Unless they don't need to be supported.
Speaking of Black men, terrible segue.
I forgot what the next topic was, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Terrible segue. Nah, it was Joe had asked, is the NBA the most influential league in history?
Hell yeah, that shit.
I would say post Michael Jordan, absolutely. As far as activism, no though. Activism in the NBA is actually from I looked it up right before we started. Activism in the NBA started out really, really heavy with Kareem and Bill Russell, and then post Magic, that shit was quiet up until LeBron.
Michael Jordan
was also a whole 25-year window of the NBA that was super quiet, and the NFL was very local. Baseball was super local.
Right.
But definitely post Michael Jordan, the NBA has been the most.
Now the NFL is quiet, but yeah.
On everybody. To an extent. I mean, they still have people kneeling. Kneeling is definitely still a factor.
Mm.
I mean, I feel like it definitely is the most influential, especially because I just feel like they're expanding in the other markets the fastest and doing the most innovative shit. The bubble is just a good idea that's I'm not the most knowledgeable person to talk about this, but I feel like the bubble is something that all sports leagues that would like to do, but may not have the means, and it might be too many people. So I feel like the NBA is definitely the most influential shit. They got a league in Africa. That's crazy. How you do that? That's influence.
The reason why I said I even posed the question in the first place was just that it just seemed to me like that maybe it's the people that I follow on Twitter. It just feels like everything honestly revolves around something that like one of these big name stars doing. Like you can't go anywhere without. It's like, I feel like everybody knows the big NBA stars. Everybody knows Kobe. Everybody knows LeBron. Everybody knows Michael Jordan. So it just feels. I feel like you have so many people who want to be like these people. Who base their whole lives around. They base their whole campaigns around. I want to be like Mike. You know what I'm saying? People are like, when you shoot something into a trash can, what do you say? Kobe. Like it's just small things like that have just carried on from generation to generation, and that's why I feel like the NBA just as a whole, and going to go most recently, just the whole the whole player empowerment movement that LeBron kind of started back with his decision. It's just like watching that take off, watching that and watching the NBA players use social media just to build their platforms to be more than just basketball players. Like LeBron's, his whole brand is more than an athlete. That's ridiculous because a lot of these people are seeing these NBA players as way more than just basketball players. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's just really interesting to me just watching that compared to watching other athletes aside from soccer players, because soccer players are lit.
So I have an interesting take, and I say no, the NBA is not the most influential, and I don't even think that they're even very influential in this time right now. And I say that because the NBA operates knowing that they got business to attend to, and they need money to come into their pockets. LeBron, I think he said it. LeBron did for a while. There was a drought. LeBron changed the game, and speaking for yourself, and he started that. And when he really hit it, when he made that decision for himself to go from Cleveland to Miami, that's when he really started to change and vocalize, and people started to follow suit. So now you have people speaking out. The NBA owners and all those people, all those execs, they understand that right now the majority of the players are black and are going to be vocal, and you need that money. A lot of times it looks like, oh, we're going to let you do this, or you guys can do that. Yeah, you can wear I Can't Breathe t-shirts. You can put the last names on your or these social phrases on your shirt. Cool, we'll do that. And that's like a mask because nothing's really being done. If the NBA was as influential, then when the players come to them, all these owners and execs have their hands in the pockets of the areas that black people are complaining about. And if they really wanted to make a change and be influential, they would use those hands and the money in their pockets to maybe make a change, but they aren't. And the players know that, which is why they're still protesting right now and threatening to boycott. So that's why I don't think the league is that influential. I think they're masking it and allowing players and people and fans to be gullible and say, hey, they're with us. And they're really not, because they're still making money off of the shit that we feel like is oppressing us. That's how I feel.
I got a question for you, but I'm going to let Keith get his shit off first.
No, I didn't have anything to really get off. I agree with everything you said up until you had said something about the owners that aren't doing anything. I think that's too much of a blanket statement because, I'm not going to say I'm the most well-researched in every NBA owner, but the Phillies owner sure as shit.
Philly, Dallas. Yeah, I know there's some owners.
Is Mark Cuban. Definitely. So I don't want to just throw that out there.
My fault. That was generalization. My fault.
In the NFL, like even as far as the I Can't Breathe shirts, like let's really look at it. Like when LeBron and Chris Paul and Carmelo did that shit, the NBA did have a choice. So did the NFL when Cap did that shit.
Right. It was the exact same decision, honestly.
The NBA chose to be like, okay, you know what? We're going to stand with you and we're going to figure out a way to do this. We still got shit to sell. And at the end of the day, like, I can't fault them for that. That's $1 billion business. That shit shatters millions of people. Yeah. People that, like, our age, our wealth get affected by that. The NBA stops. So I understand why they got to keep business rolling. But the NFL put niggas the fuck out. Eric Reed ain't got a job. Cap ain't got a job. Like, niggas don't have job. Martellus Bennett had to retire after he did his shit. Even the gay nigga, what was his name? He was
Michael
the defensive end. But he ain't got a job.
But you know what I'm saying? A big reason why the NFL they're not as successful when it comes to their players being political is because their players don't have the star power. Primarily because you can't see their face. Yeah, you can't really be a casual fan of the NFL and be like, oh, that's not, like you can be a casual fan of the NBA and these players can hold some type of, real estate in your head when they say things. That's why the NFL is like they can get away with certain things. In the NBA, you can't really get away with being as blunt as the NFL has been in the past. So yeah, I agree with what you're saying, and I didn't see it from that point. I'm not going to generalize everyone. I know the Clippers owner, he seems dope, all of that, but I think as a whole, the NBA is still profiting.
Nah, you know how that go. They hit it from one racing person to the next.
Hey,
you know how that shit. You see what happens when Kawhi losing, right? It looked like
that
hard
way too
R's.
happy.
There be some hard R's up in that skybox, nigga.
I just feel like the NBA, they regardless of what owner is doing what, they still got to make their money. And we all know if you $1 billion business, you making that shit some way, somehow, some of that's dirty. And some of that's coming from places that maybe, is they're not the most moral places to be getting their money from. And a lot of those places, like we said, I'm saying black people are complaining about certain things, primarily police brutality. And if you're thinking that the NBA is not, they don't got hands or don't got, contacts or whatever they can call or make, and hey, you guys got to check this. And they haven't been doing that. That's why I say how much of it is influential and how much of it is catering to a group of people's issue. So
it was cool that Milwaukee did that shit though. Like a small ass white ass spot.
Question,
and they didn't talk to nobody in the league. Nothing. They just.
It's also good that they got the arenas. They got something out of it. They got the arenas as polling locations for people to go. But my question to you, Mr. Lang, is if you don't feel like the NBA is the most influential, what is? What league is?
I don't know what league is. I don't. Let me
that's
understand more the definition of influential. So when you say influential, what exactly are you throwing into that statement?
Like what Joe said when Joe said the Kobe shit, even as far as AI having tattoos, the way niggas dress,
right?
Like everybody across the world plays basketball at some point.
Yeah.
Like
to give you a straightforward definition, Brandon.
No.
So basically, it's like the ability to affect a large amount of people.
Yeah, I know that. I meant like when you say influential, are you talking about to get people to personalize or come closer to basketball, or influential as far as the black empowerment or black issues? Like, which
like when I said activism, I said no too. I don't think the NBA is the most influential when it comes to activism. But you was talking about just as far as when he says the blanket influence, like that's why I answered them separately. Blanket influence, I would say but activism, absolutely not.
Well then, when I had addressed your point about football and me understanding why NFL, you can't really personalize with those players. So as far as that, yes, NBA is probably the most influential, followed by probably baseball, because baseball is very big. Or soccer. I mean, not soccer. I'm sorry. Soccer.
Soccer in the world, it definitely got to be soccer.
Soccer.
And then baseball. In America, it's got to be.
I think soccer.
If you're talking the world, soccer is probably number one. So,
but if you think about it, the soccer league isn't really united. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of nations.
When the Olympics come on, the whole world be watching. Like, so.
And soccer is the easiest thing to play. Like, you don't have to build a fucking
for yourself.
No, not that. But I'm saying like you just get a ball and you can put you can do it.
Yeah, like you can play in a third world country and the same amount of success. I understand what you're saying. That might get us canceled. My bad. That was kind of insensitive.
Nah, that's some real shit.
That was kind of insensitive.
America's a third world country.
Nigga said it's easy. You can play in a third world country.
But
it's so easy. A third world country can play.
Marquis, stop while you're ahead. God damn.
He's still going. I'm like, why?
He kept going. Like
that shit because it became funny to me. After it wasn't funny to me at first.
After I say it, then he was like, "All right, fuck, I already got the ball rolling."
That shit was kind of funny. We gotta edit that part out.
Also,
no, I'm leaving it in there, bro. I'm not editing out.
Hey! I just want to get my little piece off. I just feel like the NBA players, like what you kind of said, is their brands are way bigger than any fucking.
There's less of them. There's less of them.
Yeah, but their brands, like I don't see many baseball players and football players on commercials as far as.
Alex Rodriguez, nigga.
Nah, but there's like looking now. It's like
Trout, Bryce Harper.
Baseball players get to that.
Hold on.
They got a lot.
Hold on.
it might be like an Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, but it's not like I feel like every dude that's number one on the team got a brand, and I might not be the
what on the
say,
NBA
but,
team?
Yeah.
Not all of them. Some of them are unsigned.
Not all of them. Honestly, it's the superstars really.
Or superstars or the top rookies.
Yeah.
But I will say this, based on what he's saying, that goes back to my activism kind of my remarks on that, why some of the top players are so scared to maybe sit out a season or two, because like LeBron cannot play for the last 10 years. He could have not played one game and made wild bread just off of his endorsements alone. This Nike, all of that. He don't got to play a game. He makes more money off the floor than he ever will on the floor. That's
but none of that money's worth anything if he's not on the court.
You are correct. No, don't say that, because D-Ro's my favorite player. That's my favorite player of all time. This dude,
I don't think LeBron
Adidas
has
contract
set up the same way, but you're right. D-Rose did back out.
That Adidas contract he had, that shit had him lit for years. He didn't have to play a game for maybe 8-9 years. He would have been rich. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these players, they're not really losing nothing if they decide, hey, I'm not really fucking with the way the world is going right now. I'm gonna take a seat out. I'm gonna protest. I'm gonna boycott this, and they not losing no money.
If all of them stop playing, that shit would be crazy. Like that impact would be crazy. Never seen it before. Like,
they have a bigger bag too, though.
Ooh.
Like, you gotta think, like a high NFL contract, if you're not a quarterback, it's like $24 million for 5 years. LeBron makes that. LeBron makes more than that in 1 year.
That's a fact.
Like, that's really it.
I'll be seeing some big ass contracts for the MLB. Do they have more?
MLB? But they play like 100 something games.
It's the years too. You see like 10 years, 100 million, and shit like that's just 10 million. Yeah. It's how they divvy up the money. Probably with the years.
But the NBA, but that's why, like, you have to say the NBA is the most influential, the most progressive, the most forward, like, whatever word, like, they on it, bro. You getting 250 out the gate, like, Curry 250, Damian Lillard 250. Who's up next for 250?
I know James Harden just had a fucking
James Harden and Russ both making over 200 million on the same team in a state that has no income tax.
But that's because their what you call keeps going up. Their salary cap is going up because they're so popular.
Because they keep making money though. But that's how you gotta do it. Like,
cut.
If you didn't make, because like the NFL was making all that, like the NFL's Player Association ain't do the same thing that the NBA did. Because when the NFL was on top making all that money, Michael Irvin was getting paid like $6 million his whole career. Like, all them niggas is broke with fucking but for real, like, it's fucked up because they broke and they literally have mental health issues and can't afford to go get help. Like Junior Seau, one of the best fucking linebackers, nigga blew his brains out for what?
CTE.
Nigga, and was literally like broke. Jamarcus Russell broke. All these niggas like literally going down the road. Broke as hell.
This is off topic, but it's NFL. I was talking to my nephew who wants to be an NFL player, and I guess my boy called up, and the topic got on, and he was like, "Yo, tell your nephew the life expectancy for an NFL player is like 55," and then you Google it, and it dead ass be like life expectancy for an NFL player is 55. That's crazy.
And they have an average 2-year career.
You gotta really love football. No, you gotta really love football, man.
The way you get hit.
To that, you gotta really love football.
You can't, bro. Like,
going into that shit year after year after year.
The human body is not made. It is, and the human body is not made to sustain that type of impact that consistently by people who is like, you got 360-something pound dude every day running a full speed at you. It's like, bro, you get hit by cars for a living. That's what you do.
No, but the science really did prove that. The science really does prove that. The average NFL tackle is at the same speed of a 40-mile-per-hour collision.
That's too much, bro. I play golf.
Think about it, bro. We've all been in car accidents. Imagine going 40 and crashing into something. Boom.
Right.
There is some fucking real impact. They do that shit and then get up and do it again.
You play football out of pure love for the game because one, you're not getting paid that much. Two, you're not really, once you get to the league, you're not really playing that long. And you're just getting knocked around day after day after day after day. You gotta really appreciate football.
It's almost like the desire to be a rapper. Like, everyone thinks, I want to be a rapper. I want the fame. I want this. I want that. And you get there, and you're not really that happy once you get there. So, I feel like that it's like the selling an idea, the allure of what this could be. You're in love with what I could be, but you're not really in love with what this is. So.
Right. I can definitely relate to that, Brandon. When I was younger, I wanted to be an NFL player. When I found out how the NFL actually operates, yeah, that's not the place you want.
How does it actually operate? I don't know. Tell us.
You don't know how the NFL operates?
Yeah.
Well, I just told you, bro. You don't get that much money. You don't play that long. You can get cut after a fucking All-Pro season just for some cap issues. Like nothing is guaranteed in football. The guaranteed money isn't the same. There's so many stipulations and different shit that are inside of your contract that can just if you don't meet the requirements, you just won't get paid for it. You know what I'm saying?
Just starting now,
right?
Just starting now.
The NBA and the MLB contracts are way different. That's all that is a guaranteed money.
If you're valuable.
If you're, of course, not everybody, but if you're one of the stars, you're basically set. They're taking care of you for a long time.
If you're gonna play a sport, play golf, play
ball. Nah,
play
golf,
tennis.
Golf, low key. That sport is a sport. I'm happy that black men, they find an interest in that sport, but that sport, I can't support it. That's a sport for racist, rich white people that go, like they invented that. That was them, and that's what it still is. That's why white people, when it's still kind of iffy on Tiger Woods, but that was the issue. There was an issue when he came in there. Like it ain't want him there.
At least they living past 55. Damn.
Now we gotta stop that as black people as a whole. That whole at least this shit needs to stop in our community, bro.
You're absolutely right, but shit,
play tennis. You want to play a sport? Play tennis.
Play tennis. Play tennis. I'm about to say that, bro. Play tennis.
Yeah, I wasn't saying like golf is the answer, but football, you ain't gonna.
No, yeah.
You getting smacked upside your head for. You playing Mighty Mites to you 38, like dog, like that don't make sense, though.
Do you see a difference in? It's off topic. A difference in football and boxing.
No, I don't see a difference in any of the sports.
In
any sports at all.
In any sport, no matter. All right, bro. Because at the end of the day, because it's all the same reasoning. They're going through putting their body through extreme measures for a check. It's all just as dangerous.
So you
it's all just as all sports. If we're gonna do this, if we're gonna break it down, there is no one sport better than the other. Your whole body, your whole life expectancy can be cut off from the thing of playing at a basketball. What was homeboy that played in that running gun offense in the 80s that died because of his heart? Nigga would have lived his whole fucking life, and then fucking his heart fucking exploded.
They was doing a lot of cocaine in the 80s.
No, not Len Bias. Not Len Bias. The other nigga. But regardless, my point was...
Bias, but shit.
The point
I know, but there wasn't a lot of cocaine in the 80s. The 80s was different, bro. The 80s... No, the reason why... I'm not going to say... I don't know the reason why his heart exploded, but fucking...
That's not talking about Len Bias. This wasn't in the 80s.
No, I know. I'm talking about... Oh, wait. You said in the 80s.
I didn't know. You said in the 80s.
Died of heart. Failure.
What did he say? He said the nigga in the 80s that did the running gun offense. Isn't that what he said?
Oh, maybe if I did, I don't know what I'm pretty sure it was the 90s though. But it was in the past. I just remember it. But it wasn't Len Bias, and it had nothing to do with coke. It was like an unexpected heart.
But off of what Keith was saying about the body, bring up again my full. I'm a fan. My boy D Rose, when he came out and they was asking him why you not playing or whatever the case may be, and he was expressing he trusts his body, but he expressed a concern about what his life would be like 20 years from now with his son. Like, how would he interact with his son? And the media with these sports, we as fans are so gullible, and our minds can be so. The media says one thing, and the fans run with it. Oh, and then they attacked this man. They killed him for it because he was concerned about his regular life. And you're supposed to be performing for me and giving your all for me. I paid for this shit. That's how they're looked at. So I agree. Keys is 100% right on that front, where it's like they literally sacrifice their lives for people who believe that they control them, that whatever I say you should do, and that's crazy. So
it's also crazy how the whole idea of resting and load management didn't become okay until a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
that's just ridiculous. People
back in my day, we wasn't. Shut up.
Yeah, people used to going out there playing basketball 82 out of 82 games,
and you still got the old head
4 or 5 times in a week.
You still got the old heads talking about, this generation is weak because we that's crazy. Like, how
they old and broke, bro. When you get to be old and broke, you become a bitter fuck. It's not even to be an asshole. Like you was rich,
attacking the old
blew
people.
all your shit, Now you old working at TNT for a white man telling you exactly what to do. And you making 40, 50, 60,000. Like, bro, you broke, my nigga. You not getting no real bags. You got to fucking sit here and sell the general insurance and shit. Like, come on, bro.
That's funny as fuck.
Come on, bro. Look at Charles Barkley's. I know Shaq not broke, but look at what they doing. Charles Barkley out here selling like fucking teeth and shit. What's Ernie be on Progressive commercials and Capital One commercials? Like, these niggas is doing bad. Like,
it's a fact.
That's
crazy. Why he went like that, bro?
Because it's like
he's walking this nigga.
Like, you don't get to do that because you fucked up and because you made mistakes. You don't get to look at the generation that came after you and learn from your mistakes and then talk shit about them. That's the dumbest, coonest shit I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Like, you mad because someone learned from your mistake? You need to be congratulating that. You need to be pushing for that. You need to be advocating for that because it's the reason why you can't walk to the fucking screen 5 feet behind you is the reason why Kawhi sat out an extra 60 games. And you look like a dumbass working for the white man on TNT. Oh, fucking fuck Charles Barkley, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. That nigga get on my fucking nerves, bro. For real. Like, he really get on my nerves.
This nigga's spitting.
Yo, that's crazy.
What's wrong with working for the white man?
What's right about working for the white man? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. What's right about it?
I ain't say it was right, but I was just asking.
You don't even work for the white man, nigga. Shut up.
If you complaining, for real. If you complaining about your daily, where Brandon go?
I wanted to pull a Javon.
If you're complaining about your situation. If you complain about your situation, bro, that's the issue about working for the white man. Because there is a black man in position who could pay you more and could help you do the same thing you doing, and you chose to go to the white man.
Where did I hear that from? Not saying you stole it, but I
did steal it. Joe Budden said that shit.
Yeah,
I did steal it.
Like, I heard that.
I did. I was about to quote him right before you stopped me, but
I was like, I heard that.
No, I did say that. That's not me. That one's not me. Everything else was. But
all right, what's up with the next topic? We want to segue in.
How the fuck am I pick me? Let's talk about it. It's about that time. Let's get into it. All right, so this nigga Brandon had the audacity to say that
wow, hold on. Address me differently, sir.
King.
As I was saying, this nigga Brandon, he had the audacity to call me a pick me because he says I have pick me tendencies because of things that he's seen on my social media. He has presented no evidence. We was in court. Wait. Time out, bro. No. We went to recess.
Bum. Homie court is in session now. Hold up.
Back. So let's fucking talk about it.
Hold up. Order in the court. Order in the court.
Smoke in the court, Judge.
Plaintiff. Don't make me hold you in contempt. You're the defendant.
I'm the defendant.
All right. Let me set the tone for everybody who wasn't here in the group chat. So essentially, Brandon has called Joe into the homie court, into the podcast court, I guess we should say, because Joe has pick me tendencies. Now, before we start, plaintiff, can you please describe what a pick me is for the jury?
Essentially, a pick me. And a lot of people have the idea it can only be a female, but a pick-me can be both men and women. So anybody who willingly and in person or over the internet, if the opposite sex is around, will advocate what they would or could do, or what they want to do, or what they wish they could do for the next person as far as
you're
partners.
Definitely a pick-me. That's it.
So,
boom, court is over. Joe is definitely a pick me.
Okay, exactly. That's it, right?
Wait, what?
So Mr. Port on Facebook, constantly and on Snapchat sometimes will post, some posts that'll say blah blah blah, females, and he'd be like, I have one here where he said,
Put it on the screen.
Exhibit A.
What I say? Thank you. I was waiting for it. I waited for some evidence. It's about time.
So this says, so once I get a girlfriend, what do I feed it? And Joe goes, I'm going to feed it compliments and attention.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did. That's your picture. I don't got it right there, but it says, I'm sorry.
I need to see the picture.
I'm going to send it to the chat.
I need to see this.
I'm sending it to the chat.
That sounds gay. It don't even sound like me. Please.
Approach the bench.
Please show me.
I'm going to send it to the chat.
Show me.
What's our name on the chat?
There is no name.
Oh, how the fuck am I? Okay, Joe.
I'm gonna get name right now.
That's just the first one I saw, or one of the ones I saw.
Why you do you like that, Joe?
So this is Joe's page. His name is cut off, but you can see that's his profile picture. So once I get a girlfriend, what do I feed it? Compliments and attention. You can see it right there on the screen, Your Honor.
That's how you treat a woman, is it not? Fuck a pick me. Is that not how you treat a woman?
But
Fuck
not
a pick
food.
me. Fuck a pick me. Is that not how you treat a woman? Nigga, right or wrong?
Order. No. The defense gets a fair opportunity to defend said words, but please come harder than what you was just saying, because no, that is bad.
I feel like
that is bad.
I feel like I'm in competition with not only the plaintiff but the judge. But fuck it, it is what it is. All right. So what a pick me is to me is somebody who goes against what the majority. Oh, drop my mic. What the majority of what their gender is saying to appease the opposite gender. That is what a pick me is for my definition of it. In that case, I am in no way a pick me because I talk more shit about women than anybody here.
No. But your definition was you say things that the majority of the gender does not say to appease the opposite gender. So the majority of men would say, I would feed my girlfriend tacos, pizza, chick. Like if I want to get a girl, like tacos. Every girl loves tacos. Like I would have said tacos. You said compliments and attention though, but like that's not what the majority of men are saying. I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
is it a contradiction? Is it a contradiction? I'm
How the fuck can she eat a compliment, Joe? It wasn't like
these bitches eat attention like fucking
queens.
Fruit snacks.
Don't start saying bitches now because you're trying
to. All right, I'm sorry.
You're not trying to be in a pick me.
I'm sorry. Fuck it. These females eat compliments like fruit snacks, bro. You know that how I do. Do they not? Boost their ego. Make them feel good about themselves, right or wrong?
I just think if you're asking a girl, like, what do you feed your girl? I mean, I see what you was doing, player, but it was a little, like, based on the definitions that y'all both presented, it's No, I personally think you're a simp. I think you're a simp. You know where I stand at. I was waiting to get to that part.
Let's talk about that.
We was waiting to get to that part.
I'm a pick me and a simp. Let's get into it. What's going on?
He said you have pick me tendencies, which based on both y'all definitions, in my opinion, that's definitely a tendency. But you're a little simpish.
So Amir letting me know that treating women right makes you a pick me.
No. How you vocalize? That's not what you said.
Court stenographer, please have that written down. That's what's going on right here.
That is a wild interpretation.
Just take your L humbly.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. All you guys have said is that. Oh, Joe.
No. So look, Joe.
You didn't even give her a real compliment or attention. You didn't treat her right. You said what I would do. So you didn't treat anybody doing anything.
I had to put the compliment.
You told
am I actually to give them tacos? Am I actually to give them tacos?
You could.
Yes.
That's on Facebook.
You called it.
I didn't get it on Facebook. I didn't put it on Facebook.
But
at least tacos was associated with food.
But you said regular niggas would give. Bro,
what if said tacos?
You can feed ways other than just food.
Tacos and butt rubs.
You can feed somebody other than just food, right or wrong. You can feed their mind. You can
feed
their ego.
There's a
right or wrong.
You. There's a hand behind you. Hi, hand. Hey,
yo.
I'm recording.
But right or wrong. You can feed somebody more than just food. Did it say?
You're right. You're right.
Did it say? Oh, did
the jury? The jury is swaying.
Did the post,
one person on the jury?
Did the post say what food do I feed my girlfriend? Where do I take my girlfriend out to lunch?
It specifically said food.
No, it did not.
It didn't.
Oh,
no, it did not.
What did it say?
But do you feed your girlfriend?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so on a scale of
reasonable doubt, there's reasonable doubt.
On a scale of 1 to 10. Well, my thing is this. So yes, you are correct.
Matter of fact, go into the comments and read the first 5 things a man said in there.
Can't. It's a screenshot.
Oh.
I had to scroll for that shit.
Well, there's reasonable doubt here. Joe is winning.
Joe is winning.
Well, he raised reasonable doubt. Technically, I mean, he has it easier because he's the defense. All he has to do is raise reasonable doubt.
You are correct. My thing is this. I feel like anytime anybody on the internet has to post anything about them being hurt or vulnerable or what they could do. Joe has released, I guess 9 years ago, his heart was broken. Why don't you want to talk to me? And he goes on Facebook, oof, the pain. Who was depriving me of the love I deserve? Your Honor, I feel like
Told you you was a simp. I told you you was a simp.
And the evidence is right here on the screen, Your Honor. I can't really.
Exhibit B. Why don't you want to talk to me? Oof, the pain. Who has deprived me of the love I deserve? Oh, that is. That's simpish. That is simpish.
All right, Your Honor. This was shared July 5th, just so that the jury may.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm ready for this. Go ahead.
That was a month ago. Is the defense ready?
Can I respond?
Absolutely. The defense has
okay. So, Your Honor, if you were to scroll down my Facebook page, you would see that the posts that I share, I respond to them a lot of them in a very dramatized way. So that is honestly me being dramatic of me 9 years ago. Mm-hmm. So the fact that Brandon went out of his way to bring up evidence from 9 years ago shows he doesn't really have that much ammunition. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me.
No. Here's order in the court. Order in the court. Order in the court.
Objection.
Hearing.
I think it's unfair for the defendant to falsely accuse me of bringing up evidence from 9 years ago when he, in fact, was the one that shared it. And he, in fact, was implying that he, in fact, deserved the love that he, in fact, was being deprived of. So how, in fact, am I the one that's bringing up evidence from 9 years ago when he, in fact, shared it a month ago so I can see it?
On the other hand, what I will say is the thing is that you understood that the post was from 9 years ago. Right or wrong?
We have established, but you reshared it, so it made it current.
Huh? It made it current because I reshared it. Okay,
technically, yes.
Hey, listen, I don't have an argument, but listen, if you also listen,
does the defense rest?
No, listen. If you scroll down my Facebook, you'll see that I repost a lot of my memories.
Objection, Your Honor. Lack of evidence. Where's the evidence?
Sustained. I feel like we're doing too much promotion for Joe's Facebook.
No,
I feel like this is all just a shameless plug for Joe's Facebook, and I do not like what you guys are trying to pull off in my courtroom.
We're not dealing.
You are on thin ice, Mr. Pot. This better be good.
All right, hold up. Just scrolling down here.
Objection. I'm sure the saying is right to a speedy trial.
All right, so August 29th, 2011. Here it is. For some reason, my profile picture is not loading up, but you can see that is my name.
Don't give someone high expectations.
There it is.
Don't give someone high expectations because they never live up to the element facts. Still damn a young prophet. No, sir, that's simple. You just handed that was like OJ's glove who didn't fit, and OJ and Johnny was like, wait a second, OJ, put this one on, and this one fit perfectly.
I didn't help you at all.
Yeah, nah, you were just
I was trying to show you that I responded.
But the call was in the trunk.
So your defense is that you're consistently a simp and a pick.
No, but I think I'm always responding to my memories. I don't understand.
Simpish pick me way.
So, Your Honor, I won't bring my memory. Your Honor, I have a question. Women like to kiss, correct? Women like affection. So on a scale of 1 to 10, if you would ask how well you kiss, I'm sure you give an answer. But Your Honor, it just seems that Joe is pandering to the opposite sex here. It says 1 to 10. He responded 11 of them, and there's only 10. I just feel like I'm sorry. I just feel like that was unnecessary and very pick-me-ish. Like, hey, pick me. I'm the greatest kisser you ever.
Your Honor,
it's not a memory, Your Honor. This is facts. July 30th.
As I previously stated no less than 10 minutes ago, I do dramatize on Facebook all the time.
So you're consistent, you mean?
I'm consistently exaggerating on Facebook, yes.
Based on the arguments
I'm consistently being Joe on Facebook.
Based on the arguments presented, the court here finds the defendant is guilty of pick-me and simp behavior. However,
I don't know. How am I a simp? I refuse.
The one thing I do think we should talk about, though, overall is being a pick-me harmful to the world? Like, because I know we kind of got into that a little bit into the group chat. And based off just the conversations we've had, just going through the little court trial that we just did for fun, I think, like, does that behavior probably pose some, like, is it problematic? What you guys say?
It can be. It can be. Because a lot of, so I'm not calling, so also all jokes aside, I'm not calling Joe a pick me. I'm saying
right. I think everyone knows
tendency. Yeah. But I do think that a lot of pick-me's or simps talk about shit that they can't possibly understand, right? You know, a lot of people who have their ideas about women, and I would never do this, and I would never cheat or whatever. A lot of times you find out that they're virgins, and that's no offense to them. They just haven't experienced certain things yet, and they're talking out their ass. So once you find people that might be damaged in relationships, and it's like, oh, you know, if my man came home and he wanted, I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm not gonna bother him. Blah blah. And you start to make people feel like, oh, maybe I'm the problem, or maybe this is the, and then maybe you do get a chance, and then you turn to that same person because you never were in that, you know, it's not possible to be that perfect. I'm never gonna have an issue. Oh, I'm always gonna be like this. Oh, if you were me, we always gonna do this, and if I was this, I would do this. And it's like you're making promises you can't live up to. So then it can be detrimental because you're giving a false idea of what a relationship is supposed to be like. We're all gonna have bad days. We all gonna want attention. We all gonna be a little annoyed and easily bothered. But at the end of the day, that's what makes it a relationship. If you can get through that, that's that. We don't want fake shit and bullshit. We want real shit. That's what I love. So
yeah, I feel like Hollywood is really good at pushing forward that narrative too, to kind of piggyback off what you're saying. Like that whole pick me shit, like movies like The Notebook and all these shits that like over fantasize relationships, over dramatize the relationships. Also that just like roll the credits before the marriage actually starts. Like if you guys notice, all love movies is the honeymoon phase, which it's like,
Facts.
oh, the chase to get each other, we get each other, we move into the house, and the end.
Yeah.
Like, you want to know why it's the end right there? Because what comes next is a fucking shit show. It's not a movie.
Yeah. It's the hardest part. If you get through that, that's love. So
that's just more so like I don't necessarily like, I guess like if you're gonna simp to women and you're gonna do that, I think realistically only a certain type of woman or a certain type of man is gonna really like get caught up in that and deserving of so. So like overall, I don't think it's so detrimental, but I just think the false narrative that it perpetuates and all this false narrative that like people could see like while they're in a relationship going through a bad day and they scrolling through and they seeing like all this bullshit of like, oh, this is how a relationship should be, or like relationship goals. Like, yeah, like chicks be so quick to post relationship goals when a rapper get a new girlfriend because they rode off in a car, and then it's like 2 weeks later she cheats, he shot up the club for her, and it's like, that's what y'all want is love, and it's like,
it's a movie.
There's like so much like fantasy with being toxic and this over materialization of fucking relationships. It's just kind of gross.
Something to complain about.
Culture is gross.
Not a fucking pick me. These niggas is talking crazy. All I talk is queen talk.
Hey,
that's all.
You have your right to appeal next week.
All I talk is queen talk.
Listen,
that's essentially pick me.
How?
Queen talk?
Queen talk is definitely pick me behavior.
How, bro?
Because both of y'all, no.
You are not gonna sit up here. You are not gonna, no, bro. Marquis, no, you are not gonna sit up here.
No, don't say it.
You are not gonna sit up here and tell me.
You know I'm going to. You know I'm going to. You know exactly where I'm going. Because y'all both sat up here. Y'all both sat up here. All right, just as long as y'all know exactly what I'm gonna say. Just as long, because y'all both sat up here and justified that behind some queen talk. So,
which is, it goes hand in hand, honestly. From what I was talking about, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. In the fucking aftermath, bro, we can talk about it.
Definitely.
We can talk about it in the aftermath.
I already tabled it.
If you gotta be a pick me to get your joints and all that, that's on you. You know, I don't feel like it's a bad thing.
Is it hating to call someone a pick me?
I was hate. I would say hating, but you know, like nah, it's some hating shit. Cause like,
notice how the two pick me's think it's hating shit.
No, pick me is those kind of niggas who engage in queen talk. Don't think
it's hating. Cause like, if it don't got nothing to do with you and it affects your way of living, and you feel this, you hurt by it when it don't. That's some hating shit. Right. Listen, pick me, man. That's terrible. Like, whatever you got to do to get your joints, I ain't gonna do it. But listen, live your life, king. That's queen talk. That's king talk. You know, do how you feel to get your joints. I ain't judging. I ain't mad at you.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Devon cares.
It's definitely annoying.
I think it's only a problem when you're putting throwing other people under the bus. Honestly, that's why I said that I'm not a pick me. because I don't throw anybody under the bus. I talk about what I would do. I don't talk about what anybody else is doing. I don't care what anybody else does. What is knowingly?
Because if, like, for example, if Shorty was like just got done with a whack ass kiss from her man, and she's scrolling through and she sees Joe's and 11 at kissing, he might have just ruined his whole relationship, bro.
That's not my problem. Like I said, I worry about me.
Out there.
I worry about me. Like I
said. There's
like
11s out there.
Like I said.
And her man is a 4.
Like I said.
And you are the 11.
Then she needs to upgrade her life.
Here's the thing.
That's queen talk.
Here's the thing. It can affect you in a way where
it's harmful to the man. Look, it's harmful to the man.
And the
Step your fucking game up, nigga.
In a less dramatized and more realistic way, no girl is gonna have a bad kiss and scroll and say, "Hey, Joe said he's 11." But here to what Amir was saying, he said something about it doesn't have anything to do with you, it doesn't affect you, and it can in a similar way where it is where maybe your girl, your man won't cheat on you, but like they will be loyal to you. But you got issues that's going on, and you seeing like these pick me posts, right? And I call them pick me posts because it's people always talking about what all the positive shit they would do in a relationship, and they never want to talk about the real shit. So you see these people that might
bitch's ass.
You see,
is that what you want to hear?
No.
Is that what you want to hear? I'm gonna beat that bitch. Yeah.
You see these posts.
I'm gonna argue with her every day.
Domestic violence is not okay. I wish I had the hotline to like go across the screen. I don't.
Domestic violence is bad.
You see these posts, right? And you could be going through something, and it's like you're not gonna cheat, but like you see all these people, and maybe you're thinking like, oh, this is what people would do for me, and I feel like my girl's not doing it, and it makes you more. If you're in that vulnerable state, it can make you maybe think that you're something wrong with your relationship, and there's really not. Y'all just going through a rough patch. It can affect you in those type of ways where it's like you promising shit that can't be possibly consistently provided throughout a relationship, a real relationship. And
you're entirely putting too much stock in social media at that point.
You don't need
to be in a relationship at that point.
Listen, Dr. Port, that is 100% facts, what you just said about the mentality of people, but we cannot say that because majority of people are living their life like this. So even if they think and they say to themselves, I need to get off the internet, the fact of the matter is this is everyday life. This is like society norms now, the internet. Right. So that's why I say that.
Even so, even as somebody who indulges in social media every single day, you got to know you don't let social media dictate your perception on real life.
I think you're the minority.
Everybody knows that after.
Okay. Well,
everybody
then
knows that after the fact.
Well, then in that case, then that needs to become the majority. Then.
Oh, that we all agree on. I just think that's definitely a minority. Yeah. Like, yo, when I was walking through the airport, every person in there designed it out. Pajamas, random shit. Like, you can see that like the social media shit. Like, if you adore her, buy her Dior. Like, you can see it. Like, it's it's like
in the airport, yes, absolutely.
And I'm meeting some of these people, bro. You know how it is. Like, when you're passing through the airport, you have brief conversations with people. I don't know if you guys do, but like when you're sitting there at the charging station and shit, like, or you see people in restaurants as you're traveling and shit. Like, I was just in Vegas, mad tourists out there. You just bump into people, you talk. Like, people's have regular jobs, bro. Like, these are people who really are like working and saving up for this shit. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but it's the stock that's put in it. And I would be pressed to defer like any other option than to agree with that social media is the reason why they're so pressed to go get that.
Shit, that's why I'm so against like promoting brands, yo. I ain't finna be promoting no brand. The fuck out of here. So niggas could copy me. What you talking about?
Like, you got chicks who are CNAs talking about, and there's nothing wrong with being a CNA, but you got chicks who are CNAs talking about, I need a Chanel, I need a Birkin. That's more than you making a year. That's more than your net worth, shorty. The fuck you need a bag that's worth more than you for?
Not the net worth. Nigga said more than you.
But like, for real, like, look at what your priorities are at. Like, that's crazy. What I'm saying. Like, but like, look at the priorities. Is worth more and and I'll say the same thing about niggas. It's not just about chicks.
No, it's not that.
Right. No, you're right.
Niggas want the designer this, or fucking this car, that, like, nigga, you don't gotta, like.
It's not in your budget. You making it part of your budget.
Even with potheads, like we spend mad money on just like different anything, down Julio bottles, like no matter what you want to put it on, we all spend crazy for like for what we see on social media, bro. Like we all do it to an extent. Some people are way worse than others, but that pick me shit, I think it goes deeper than just relationships. Like that whole, it's just there's way too much stock that we put into social media.
Yeah.
Amen. All right. What?
Are we back?
We've been back.
We've been back.
Way to fuck it up. God damn, Amir, we just had a full conversation on a topic that we were talking about. Nigga, you didn't catch on in 10 minutes? Like
I did.
All right. Well,
I saw you freeze when we started talking, and then like I thought you was on the same page as everybody. You was like, wait, what?
Let's go ahead and wrap it up here, fellas. All right.
Hey, you already know it's your boy. Follow me on don't follow me. Follow my organization, Melanin_Unchained on Instagram. You know, next step Hudson Valley on Instagram. I'm a real action changing, not complaining, only solution motherfucker. It's your boy, and I'm out. Wait. Brush your teeth after you eat, not in the morning. I'm out.
Water.
We'll definitely brush them in the morning too.
In the
morning after you eat.
But like, listen, brushing teeth is not limited to the morning, Kings. Brush your teeth.
Amen.
Yo, you know what's crazy? That shit was fire until the brush your teeth part. I was like, yo, this nigga's spitting.
And
then he is like, but don't brush your teeth in the morning.
We don't let niggas live for nothing. We don't know. Ain't no such
thing as just letting it go, bro. Nah. You gotta be correct the first time. But you already know it's your boy Joe. Follow me on Instagram at upnextjoe_8. Follow me on Twitter, of course, at Joe.
Up next.
And subscribe to my YouTube channel, Up Next TV. You couldn't guess, Up Next TV, Up Next. Don't forget to cop from the store. So, follow Amir and Amir's organization. I'm gonna just reiterate that because they're doing a lot of great things in the community. So definitely want to see that gain more traction and go to the next levels. And yeah, I'm out of here.
Wait. Before the next person goes, so Joe, when you become up next to on, like you just up next. Like,
yo, let my nigga live, bro. Y'all not gonna do him like that. You're not doing him like that right now.
Motherfuckers.
Yo.
But
funny motherfuckers, man.
It's the waviest host, you know, your boy It's Just Keys. Follow me at It's Just Keys. Doing a lot of things that I'm not gonna plug here. You can just follow me on my Instagram because this is about the podcast. Arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. Justice for Jacob Blake. And R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. And I was just get money and drink water. I was gonna say some crazy shit, but I'm gonna chill. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yo, it's your boy Brandon. Y'all can follow me on blank_30 at IG.com.
Nigga said,
what?
The fucked up part is I feel like he thought about that shit, and that's why he's laughing. Like that's how you know he thought about it, cause like he started laughing before he got to the punchline. Like
that was just funny because that wasn't even the punchline, but fuck it.
Nigga laughed before. That's what I'm saying. You laughed before you got to it.
But anyway, yeah, man. It's a great podcast. You know how we rock. You feel me? If you want more of this, subscribe, follow, share. You know, your boys, Black Kings, young Black Kings, except for the one to my left. You know, we all doing it.
Yeah, y'all to my left too. I ain't gonna front. I don't know if y'all know that.
What the fuck?
I don't know if y'all know that. Y'all to our left, but y'all are definitely.
Amir's below me.
On my screen, Amir to your left.
Oh damn! All right, well you to my left on my screen, Joe. Hey yo! Please don't cancel this podcast. We out.
Arrest John Mattingly, Brett Heckerson, and Miles Cosgrove, Breonna Taylor's killers. Say their names, nigga.